Every once in a while, a new company decides to enter the lucrative space of selling piles of manufactured garbage to people with no impulse control. And the new rising star in this depressing cycle is Temu, and the person with no impulse control is me. So let's all gawk in collective terror at the pile of random gaming crap I bought from Temu. Let's dig into this bag that looks like it was fished out of the local rubbish dump, and maybe there are some real gems in here. Oh yeah, that's a nice birthing of Temu stuff. I don't know what this is. Oh, they're little shoulder triggers for phone gaming. So you attach it to your phone like that, and then you have like shoulder triggers while gaming on your phone. Yeah, it presses the button on your screen. So this could potentially be a useful way to make your phone a little bit more gamery and double as a chastity device. Neat. This thing is called a magnetic semiconductor mobile phone radiator. The box looks like it's been returned several times, so I don't think I'm the first person that's interacted with this one. This little mobile phone radiator's got a tiny fan with what looks like fake copper heatsink, and then you attach it to your phone like this, and then it supposedly cools it. Little problem that I foresee with this, to power it, they give you this USB-C to A cable, and USB-A is like the least mobile phony USB. According to this manual, this thing is so powerful that when the phone isn't in use, it's normal to have condensation appear on it, and even freezing. So according to the manual, this thing is a complete beast. I mean, it's got reasonable weight to it. I am very, very excited to see how this turns out. Next, I think we need to check out this unmarked box. There is a picture of a dustbin on the side. I think that means I should just throw it straight in the bin. Oh, it's like an outer protective box. This gaming mouse really stood out to me because of its weird duckbill shape and gratuitous buttons. Relatively high quality foam. Starts off promising. We've got a nice braided cable. It's got buttons up the butt. It kind of looks like if one of those MMO mice had sex with an irradiated platypus, this would be their baby. That is the lamest click I think I've ever felt on a mouse before. And then we have slightly better clicks. We've got another 2 buttons behind the main buttons. I don't know if that is an ergonomic way to use these clicks. I feel like they're just gonna get in the way and you're accidentally gonna press them the whole time. Not entirely sure what hand shape this mouse is designed for. Oh, we're actually gonna get some venereal disease with it as well. That's a good touch. I couldn't not buy this because it just seems like the dumbest idea ever to me. It's like half a keyboard because gaming. Besides, how could I not buy something called the Mctenthiddy 2? It's kind of just thrown in here. Oh, we've kind of lost a whole bunch of keycaps already. Hopefully they're quite easy to replace. It's not a great sign that you immediately have to reassemble the device. I think they're like fake Cherry MX Blues. This is the revolutionary new QWERTY keyboard layout. Why even waste time with using just half a keyboard layout on it? Like, one of the beauties of a normal keyboard is that you can game with it, yes, but then you can use it for everything else you use a keyboard for. Whereas this is just not a usable keyboard. It doesn't feel terrible. Your hand does really sit on it in a way that makes sense, but I'm missing half a keyboard. But we are gonna have a huge amount of macro buttons when we combine this half keyboard with the mouse. The final piece of our peripheral puzzle, which is this headset by Hunter Spider. Again, lovely packaging. Oh, we've got the second gameriest shape, a biohazard sign, right on the inline volume wheel. Something I despise on headphones, by the way. These volume wheels immediately introduce channel balance issues and break if you as much as sneeze at them. Ooh, a nice touch of class with the chrome plastic surrounding what I assume is an RGB biohazard symbol. I don't even know what I'd call that material. Why does it feel like it's designed the wrong way around? I mean, it fits. Yeah, they're almost more comfortable the wrong way around, but then you don't have your microphone. Oh, that was a stupid way to take it off. This thing, I'm not sure whether it's very smart or really stupid, but it is a mouse jiggler. Undetectable. And it's got a mute switch on it. I feel like this is designed for nefarious purposes. So this moves your mouse cursor so you can pretend to be working? Oh, well, it does have a USB hub on it, which may be its most useful feature. Now, I think this may easily be the thing I'm the most excited for. It's an augmented reality game console that cost like a handful of pennies and some shame. I'm assuming it's like a Wii ripoff. First off, we get the little controllers. Ooh, that is really sickly feeling plastic. They did learn from the initial Wii launch to have a little lanyard on the end of the controller so that you don't destroy your TV with it. But you actually get two controllers so you can play with another person. Insert the product USB hole. Play music, follow the rhythm to transform a variety of colors. Do you plug it into the console? I think this is the console. Oh no, okay. Well, before we get to it, we have the cables that we need to connect it. Oh, that's not for the controller, because the controller uses AAA batteries, which of course didn't come included with it, because why would it? And this is the console, a word that I didn't know I'd ever use to describe whatever this is. I genuinely have no words for what this thing... What? And with that world-class insight, it was finally time to try all of the crap. Now, straight off the bat, the miles of mouse space this keyboard gives you is pretty nice, but I have developed a sudden onset phobia of having to log into accounts. Now, I think theoretically, a game like Dota makes quite a lot of sense for this setup because you've got a bunch of macro keys you can use for spells, you can even use a bunch of buttons on the mouse, although I still think these are really dumb, the ones on the top. The main problem is that how am I going to be able to flame my teammates in all chat because I don't have a full keyboard, and that's like 90% of the reason for playing this game. And it didn't take me too long after loading into a game to start running into problems. Oh, that's not F3. Oh, these are the F buttons. Whoa, that's so disorienting. Now, I may have just won that game, but it was very much despite of the little keyboard, which was the main handicap. Now I can't type any GG. There's no enter? I kept finding key bindings I had to change mid-game because I didn't realize when I started that they wouldn't fall into the scope of capability of this keyboard. And you really have to get used to the weird button layout, which isn't worth getting used to because the keyboard is just conceptually a bad idea. Now, the headphones are also, surprise, surprise, a complete abomination. Not only are they very uncomfortable, but the moment that there was a bunch of stuff going on, even at low volumes, it was like the driver was bottoming out. It was just a whole bunch of distortion. And when it comes to listening to music, they're not even funny bad with like a really exaggerated sound signature you often get with budget headphones like this. They're just kind of sad bad. The best way I can describe their sound signature with music is like those in-ears that you used to get with iPods, if those somehow managed to have even less detail. Which means by technicality alone, the winner of the prestigious least terrible peripheral in this lineup award goes to the mouse, which was a functional mouse. It's perfectly serviceable, reasonably comfortable, despite having gimmicky buttons which may take a while to get used to. So how does this work? Do you just... Look at it go! There it is! I mean, it works. It follows a very predictable pattern, but... Why? Yeah, it's like your boss team views into your PC and it sees your mouse cursor do that across the screen every now and then. And they're like, oh yeah, no, Steve's clearly working. Now you can also change the speed at which it diagonally scrolls across. Hey, let's zoom in now. And now that we've witnessed this marvel of engineering, let's move on to the next thing. So this, you stick on your phone. Okay, so that's the magnetic bit, cool. A couple of problems. I think the SoC lives up here, so I'm not sure how much this is gonna cool that, and it's quite bulbous. Just like that, we have the gameriest iPhone ever. Now, we do still have the problem of having to plug this in. Luckily, I have a very handy USB hub available. Hopefully our mouse jiggler can power this beast of a cooler. Oh, wow, that has ruined the ergonomics of the phone. That cooler is remarkably in the way. Although, it's getting cold. Can I skip the ad with this? I can. No, oh, that was a mistake. Oh, that just made me see more of the ad. Oh no, I'm trapped in ad hell. But once I finally managed to escape the pit of game ads, I immediately ran into a problem. This game doesn't have any inputs at the top of the screen, so the shoulder triggers are kinda useless. It took me longer than I'm willing to admit to find a game that lets you adjust the UI and put useful buttons at the top of the screen. But once I did, the results were glorious. Oh, finally, mobile PUBG actually lets you set your UI so that you can use the shoulder triggers. That's exciting. So I've set R2 as aim, and I can shoot using L1. Oh, there's someone behind me. Well, he didn't have shoulder triggers, so how is he gonna win that fight? Oh, there's another person. 2 kills! I do feel like the triggers only register some of the clicks though. I think that's because the buttons are real small and finicky, but once you find a game that supports them, they kind of work. Next, to test the effectiveness of the cooler, I used Geekbench, first with no cooler. Now, as you can tell by the cable sticking out and the shocking fact that the phone is cold to the touch, we have our cooler attached. Oh, the GPU score is actually a little bit lower with the cooler on. But what about the CPU? No way! The cooler made a measurable performance improvement to the CPU benchmark, which is pretty cool. Look at that, we've destroyed the average uncooled loser iPhone 13 performance. It is still wildly impractical though. Hey! Whoa, that was so loud.
A few moments later.
So now that I've taken a moment for my shattered eardrums to recover, not only is this a functional device, which I thought was about as likely as pigs learning Sudoku, but we also get to bask in the majestic light show that it does for some reason. Aside from the spectacular light show, we also get multiple categories of games to choose from. I see. Okay, so you do have to use it kind of in landscape mode. Well, obviously I have to start with augmented reality games. Happy rope skipping, happy trampoline, and happy writing. I don't know, I feel like somebody needs to get the creator of this console a thesaurus. Let's start with happy rope skipping. Aimed at identifying box. Oh, I think I need to move the camera. Successful. Oh yeah, look at them graphics. I mean, it's responding to what I'm doing. Or was it? Only one way to find out. Does it go faster? Okay, I'm done. That's as much of that as I'm willing to do. Let's try another game. Let's try Happy Trampoline. That sounds like it's gonna be exactly the same thing. Whoa. That's stupid. Okay, so it just makes you jump a little bit. What? I need to use my face? Why? Yes, exactly, why? I don't know, I feel like this is how you throw your back at. Ooh, ooh. The console clearly had me impressed. So it's basically like playing this game with a controller, except significantly worse. Oh, it's really struggling to track my movement. But then I found a game that really spoke to me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, realistically, this is the kind of thing that a kid would play with twice and then never interact with it again. But this console, like an onion, had many more layers to explore. Next, I feel like we need to try some motion sport games. Oh yes, the age-old sport of throwing gobbling. Oh, this is just wankers cramp the activity, isn't it? Well, I guess I don't have to do it like that. And the combination of no instructions with terrible motion capture meant figuring out what the games want from you was a real struggle. Is this the movement what does it want from me? But no matter how many games I tried, I kept coming back to good old throwing gobbling. What you got, Goblin? Your shit's weak! So at the end of the day, the combination of barely functional motion capture and a games library that's half stolen NES games and what I can only describe as lobotomized Wii games, I'd say the 95 Canadian dollar asking price is way too much for this thing. Which brings me to the end of the video. Thank you for watching, subscribe, or I'll mail some of this Temu crap to you, and until the next video, bye bye.